Hi everyone, welcome to math for today. We are going to talk about measuring things. And some of the words that we use to talk about measuring are length, because we're looking at how long something is. So the word is length. Length, how long? When we are looking at how long something is, we have to compare, looking at two things or more to see what the difference in length is. So I could look at these two, or I could look at these two. So you're going to compare. We also will use words such as long, longer. So I have my crayon is long. My marker is longer. Or I could say short or shorter. So I have a broken crayon, two broken crayons. This one is short, this one is shorter. Things can also be the same. They don't always have to be different. So I could look at two markers and see that they are the same length, same. Now, what can you use to measure? You can use anything in your house. So you could use crayons to measure things. You can use blocks to measure things. You could use cars. You could use shoes. You could use glue sticks. Whatever you have is what you can use to measure. You can also use spoons, forks, cups, plates, and line those up to measure something, okay? When you are comparing something, you need to line them up. They need to have the same starting point. So I could have these two markers, and if I start them the same, then they are the same length. But if I go like this, can you tell which one's longer? No, it's too hard. You have to line them up so you can see which one is longer. All right, when you are comparing something or measuring something, you want to make sure there are no spaces in between. I'm going to move you down so you can see. So if I'm looking at measuring this marker with some crayons, I'm going to line it up and leave no spaces in between to see how long. No space in between. So this marker is about 2 crayons long. But if I leave a space, then you might think it's only 1 crayon long. So you want to make sure that you do not leave any space in between, okay? All right, and you want to make sure that you're looking at more than one thing. So you want to be comparing two things, okay? So I can't say I know how long this marker is if I don't have another thing to show you with, okay? But if I have a crayon, then I can compare the two and tell you how many crayons long this marker is, okay? You want to also make sure that you count carefully when you are lining these up. I want to count carefully, which usually means slowly. 1, 2. So I want to count carefully. If I go too fast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how long this is. You need to count carefully. 1, 2. Okay? All right, now I want to practice with some Play-Doh. So I want you to get some Play-Doh out, and we are going to measure some Play-Doh. I am going to use a marker for my starting point. Now I want you to take your Play-Doh and make one little piece and one bigger piece, okay? And now I'm going to make them into snakes. And I'm going to snake this one. Snake, snake. Snake, snake. So I have this piece. And then I'm going to take my second piece and I'm also going to make it into a snake. Now, which one is longer? This one. Which one is shorter? This one. We have long and short. Long and short. Now I want you to try to make the Play-Dohs the same length, okay? So I'm going to try to make them the same. So I'm going to have to compare to see if they are the same. So those look about the same to me. So now they are the same. Neither one is longer or shorter. They're the same. All right, now I want you to make one really short one and one really long one. All right, so this one is longer than this one, and this one is shorter than this one. And I made sure that when I'm looking at these, that I line them up and there is no space. Now, we're going to look at this long piece of Play-Doh, and we're going to see how long it is. I'm going to use crayons to measure how long this piece of Play-Doh is. So I'm going to line them up. Remember, no spaces. Same starting spot. Now, I see that this piece of Play-Doh is 2 crayons long. 2 crayons long. So now what you are going to go ahead and do is go on to Seesaw, and you are going to measure something in your house. You can use whatever you want to measure. You can use crayons, you can use markers, you can use shoes, and then find something to measure. You can measure your table. You can measure your couch. You could measure your shoes using crayons. So measure something in your house using a tool, and you can pick any tool you want, okay? Then you are going to take a picture of what you lined up and what you measured. And then I want you to count and tell me how long it is using your words and the microphone, okay? So log on to Seesaw and go ahead and do that activity and send it to me so I can see what you measured. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.